is Susan. I've been donating to Jillian's place for quite a long time now. The first time I ever came across an abusive situation, I was about 12 years old, and I came from a loving, kind family, and I had no idea what domestic violence was. I went to my friend Eleanor's. She lived in an apartment building, and her mom had just come home from the hospital. She wanted to check on her mom because her mom was in bed. She went in, she came rip-roaring back out, screaming at us to go upstairs and phone the police. Well, none of us moved because this was totally foreign to us. When I grew up, I mean, you didn't phone the police, number one, because you were a kid, and number two, you certainly didn't phone the police on an adult. It was totally foreign, and we just stood there, and she just kept screaming at us that her father was beating up Mom. So one of the girls kicked into gear and ran upstairs and knocked on the neighbor's door, and the neighbor phoned the police, and the police came, and they took Mr. Dobie away, and he was drunk, and they let him sleep it off, and then they sent him home. And this was not the first time that this had happened, and it wasn't the last. There was an article in the newspaper, and I don't know if it was an article about the place or about the starting of Women's Place, but it was just an article in the paper explaining what they were doing and looking for help. And so I sort of thought, well, what can I do to help? I just sort of thought about it for a while and tossed it around in my head and thought, what would I want if I had to go into a place like that? And I thought I would want the comforts of home. Well, I'm a big lipstick person. I love lipstick. And I thought, well, what if I had to go without my lipstick? I know that sounds very trivial, but when you're losing everything and you're walking away from everything, I can't give that person everything, obviously. What can I give them? Well, I could find a tube of lipstick. Well, there's a lot that they could do with $5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, they must go through a lot of diapers. Just think of the cost of diapers, the cost of feeding the people there. While they're there, what if it's winter? Kids need winter coats if they're not donated. Where do they come from? So there are lots of supplies that they would have to pay for. There's the upkeep on their website, maintaining that, maintaining the grounds. They have a great security system there, maintaining the security system. There's so much that $5,000 could go towards, could help pay for. It's, if we take all the little things, we take all our nickels and dimes, and we all put our nickels and dimes together, that would come up with another $5,000. And then we'd have 10.
Mm-hmm.